Good afternoon. I am student Margot David with the ID number 8462. This is the assessment evaluation for Art 206 under Mr. Emmanuel Blama. Art 205. For this assessment, I am choosing the topics linking CSS to an HTML file and text formatting and the CSS box model. So for the purpose of this evaluation, I have an index.html file. First of all, HTML stands for hypertext markup language, which is used for formatting text within a web page, and CSS is the cascading style sheet for styling HTML pages. So for linking HTML to CSS to an HTML page, we have three ways in which you could do that. The first way you could do that is with inline CSS, where you use the styling within a tag. Let me show you an example. Here we're using HTML5. So within this document we have a div tag. Within a div tag we have a paragraph tag, and we have an h1 tag. So by inline styling, we mean we have the CSS style in the same tags as the HTML element. So for this, we use the style attribute. Here we have the style, and within the style we have color. So we are using this color to change the color of the text. For this example, we use red. So if you come and see, you will see that the text is red in this example. Then we also want to show other examples by changing the background color. So for the purpose of this example, we'll have the background color be purple. As you see, using the inline styling, we're changing the color, the background color, and the color of the text in CSS. So the next example I want to show is using the internal CSS. Now, using the internal CSS, is using the style having separate style tags within the HTML document. So here we use something called, so we use the same tags in here. We're not using CSS combinators, we're using the tags. So here, if I can remember right, we're using the p tag as we use in the previous example. Here in the p tag we'll have the CSS syntax, and we'll have the color. Here the color we'll use blue. Let's see how it turns out. So there's the blue color. So now we will use the background color. Here in the background color, we will use red. If we change the example, we change it, we have red. So here we want to try a border, and the border will be uh, the border 22 pixel, and we have a border color of black. Oh, how do we do like so we have a border. So now we have border. So 22 pixel. Not 22. We can move 12. So we have a border, and we could also do it for the H1 element. Now in the H1 element, we want to have a text. In the H1 element, we're styling the H1 element. So within the H1 element, we want to change something like the font style. So the font style, we would want the font style to be italic here, and we'll give it my favorite color, which is orange. So this is how you style CSS internally. Now we'll move to styling CSS externally. Now styling CSS externally, we would have a separate file for the CSS. Now in the separate file, we would link the CSS to the HTML. So within the heading, here's the heading, we would use the link tag. So in this link tag, we have a style sheet, we have the href attribute here, we put style.css. So before that, so we want to copy this, the same styles we had in the, so we want to have it right here in this file. To show that it works, we want to change the colors. So let's see if it still works. No, it does not. So we'll go back in our So we'll have to go back here and we link it with the style.css here. Style.css, and we see what happens. So yeah, the same style applies here. So this is how you link a CSS file to an HTML page. Thank you. So now we'll be doing the CSS box model. Now the CSS box model is used to design and also for layout purposes. So the CSS model contains like the tags or the specific content, and you have the padding, you have the border, and you have the margin. The padding is like the area around the content. It's basically you cannot see the padding, and we have the border which goes around the padding and the content. We have the margin. The margin is also cannot be seen, is outside of the border. So for this example, we would use, let's use an h1 tag because it will be bigger and you can see it clearly. I'm going to use my name. So let's use my name. So here would use we use the style tag. Now for this example I'm going to demonstrate how the box model is used. So the first thing we have the h1 h1 here, and now the first thing we want to do is have a padding. We have a padding of let's say 30 pixel. We have a margin of 20 pixel, and we have a border of maybe 15 pixel, and we have a border style which is solid, and a border color which is black. So let's see what happens. So now this is like a good representation of what a box model is. So this around here is basically, this is the content, and the invisible place here we have the padding, we have the border, and we have the margin around it. So